Our invited guests. My question goes to the governor of Central Bank. I want to believe that extraordinary problem will require extraordinary solution. The position we find ourselves now is a situation where we need to put in place a solution that is extraordinary. It doesn't take more than a month for dollars to naira to increase astronomically from 750 when we were operating or providing our budget here, from 750 today we are looking at 1,500. Now, when we get to our people in Owo, my people in Akoko, my people in Ose, they will ask questions.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world,
breaking down intricate economic and financial matters.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrencies.
We unveil and analyze complex policies of the CBN and other government parastatals as they affect your everyday life, keeping you a step ahead every time.
Okay, this is incredible. Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Experience information and entertainment like never before as TVC Breakfast takes your weekends to a whole new level. Introducing TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, your ultimate source of thrilling sports updates, insightful political analysis, and captivating entertainment news. Stay in the know with what's trending, catch up with the latest in sports, and immerse yourself in the latest buzz from the world of music and movies. Your weekends are no longer just days off, but moments packed with knowledge, excitement, and enjoyment. TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, only on TVC News.
Lagos, brace yourself. This February brings the stars together for a night with the General, an epic storm of music, comedy, and undiluted entertainment. Headliner Davido, Ashake, Flavor, KC, Zlatan, Seun Kuti, Nesboy, Mr. Macaroni, Sabinus, Brain Jutta, and many more. Venue, the Eco Convention Center. Date, 11th of February 2024. Time, 7 p.m. Tickets, regular, 25,000. VIP, 100,000. Silver table, 3 million. Gold table, 5 million. And premium table, 7 million. Grab your tickets online at www.ariatickets.com or www.allevents.ng or purchase offline at any Prince Abano supermarket and Eco Hotel. For table reservation, please call 0807-739-5322. Packaged by Lanre Maku Events. Media partner TVC.
The new Happy Sachets. It has a thick formula So all you need is just one sachet for your toilet bowl. It gives 10 times better cleaning and big savings too.
Wow, Helen!
Sparkling clean toilet with Harpic sachet.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Today, there are many complex, boring, expensive and useless exercise machines in the market. Or you pay over 400,000 naira a year for gym membership and never go. ShopX TV is proud to introduce Total Crunch Evolution, the compact, versatile fitness solution that is perfect for you. With Total Crunch, you get a complete fitness workout in one machine. Say goodbye to ineffective and complicated exercise machines. Now, you have the power to transform your fitness journey and get the body you have always wanted right in the comfort of your own home. Total Crunch is the efficient and effective way to build muscle, tone and tighten your legs, shape your back and pectorals, while strengthening your core and defining your abs. Now that's totally effective to get the body you want. With Total Crunch, your whole body works out at the same time. Only Total Crunch can put your whole body in motion as you burn calories and lose weight. Just one fitness routine a week will achieve serious results in 4 weeks.
Total Crunch Evolution has enhanced the way I work out and the results I achieve. It's not just a fitness equipment, it's a life changer. This versatile, time-saving machine is perfect for anyone looking to lose weight or stay in shape. Trust me, this is a game changer you've been waiting for.
With my busy schedule, finding time to work out and stay in shape has always been a challenge until I discovered the Total Crunch Evolution. It's a lifesaver.
Traditional exercise equipment is large, complex, takes up so much space in your home, and you could be paying up to 400,000 naira for annual gym fees. Get the Total Crunch Evolution, the 2-in-1 fitness solution to save the cost and transform your body from the convenience of your home. Similar equipment costs 300,000 naira, but you can get the Total Crunch Evolution for not 300,000 naira, not even 200,000 naira. Order right now and get your Total Crunch Evolution for just 179,950 naira only. And that's not all. You can get our Total Crunch Evolution in 2 easy payments of 89,975 naira. That's right. Pay twice to get your Total Crunch. And remember, if you order now, you get the Total Crunch Evolution delivered to you for free anywhere you are in Nigeria. And it comes with a ShopX 30-day money-back guarantee. Call the number on your screen now or scan the code to place your order now. But hurry, limited stock available. The proceeding is a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
For us here to raise the issues of monetary and fiscal policies to you. You have the best credentials. We know you. We know where you're coming from. When I sit here and I said I will prepare economic solutions to you, you've been selected because you are the very best that we have at the moment. If I'm here, please let me round up. I'm a senator. I have the privilege to ask this question. To propose solutions to you. I've been naive. I cannot deceive myself. Sir, the issues of monetary and fiscal policies are minute, very minute to what is happening in this country. The fact of the matter, people are stealing these dollars because they know nothing will happen to them, and it is our responsibility as citizens to come up with solutions. These issues of dollar bribe and dollar taking is from top to bottom.
Time up.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
we don't clap in the Senate.
Chairman of the committee,
we don't clap in the Senate.
My own will be straight to the question.
No clapping.
And my question goes to the coordinating minister. I'm really forced to ask this question because Nigerians want to take away so much from this meeting going on here. Good 18 is going on live. And we are here hearing the same rhetoric. They want action. And I want to ask, when is our refinery going to start working? One question. Because this will reduce pressure.
You have asked the question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When are we going to install flow meters in our refineries to know the quantity of oil we're sending out of this country? You need to tell us when this flow meter is going to be installed. The buyer must not tell us how much, what is taken away. And finally, to the CBN governor, you just mentioned about education and health taking substantial amount of our dollars. And you didn't say anything on the part of importation, because I believe that is where we have problem. Why is our manufacturing sector not working? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Co-Chairman. The CBN Governor and the Minister of Finance, last week there was a news going around that there are people that took some dollars from the government and they are negotiating to bring back $25 million. Is it true? If it is true, what are people doing about that? Thank you.
So, 1 more minute. Responses starting from the Minister. Last, please.
Last question here, please. The Co-Chair, Honorable Minister of Finance, and also Coordinating Minister of the Economy. There is so much money going into Federation account now, arising from withdrawal of petroleum subsidy and also the merger of two exchange rates. And correspondingly, so much is going into the three tiers of government. That is federal government, state government, and local government. And unfortunately, there has not been increase in salaries of workers, salaries or wages of workers. When are we going to have salaries and wages of workers increased in view of the fact that so much quantum is now going into the three tiers of government? And related to this question is the concern now in the seaport, particularly on the clearance of imported goods. Virtually every week, the rate for the computation of duty is being changed. It was 420 before, suddenly it came to 720, then now it's 1,440 naira to $1. The rate that is used to compute import duty. And I understand that normally, whenever importers bring their goods, the rate entered in the Form M should be the rate that should be used to calculate the duty. Why is the change now?
Senator Danduze and then Senator Nwoko, Ned Nwoko. Danduze first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my respected colleagues. I'm Senator Danduze Muntar Mohammed from Katsina South. What is fundamental and very important today is to put this nation in a more respectful, a more responsive approach. CBN Governor and the Finance Minister of this new government, you have a responsibility to tell Nigerians where is the NNPC money is going, because the former governor of Central Bank is always asking on where is the dollars going. So this is one of the challenges we are having now in Nigeria, because this dollarization issue, as a nation that has more than 200 million people, we are not supposed to depend on dollar. We are supposed to stabilize our naira. We are supposed to put value addition to our currency, and if the previous government doesn't have the listening eye, So I believe you have the listening eye now to listen to the people of Nigeria. And it is very fundamental and important since the Minister of Agriculture is here. Agriculture is a key to success of the economy of this country. If we can be reasonable enough, we will have a food security for this country. We cannot depend on importation. We are supposed to put our economy into an export-oriented economy for the betterment of the yet unborn generation. I think it's a duty, it's a responsibility on us. The budget minister is also here. If you look at the current inflationary problem, I think the budget we have done is as good as a Western budget because most of the things have doubled more than 100% or 200%. So it is important you work with the committees, various committees of the legislature to ensure stability and responsibility of this renewed hope we have as an APC member. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Ned. Well, I have some general questions, but specifically to the CBN governor first. If you recall, when you were here for your screening and confirmation, I asked a question about interest rates. That was never answered. I hope you have the chance this morning to address it. Why is it that in Nigeria we leave everything to market forces? I know you're probably going to tell me that market forces will determine exchange rates, but it doesn't. We don't really have regulated market forces. What we need to do in Nigeria is what happens in UK and America. The central banks should control interest rates. That is the only way you can create a credit economy, by enabling consumers to borrow. If consumers are not able to borrow, the economy is going to be just the way it is now. So what are you going to do as a governor of central bank to encourage borrowing in Nigeria? That is number one. Number two, there's something that also I find difficult to understand, which is the fact that there are discriminatory payments of salaries in Nigeria. We're talking about not relying on dollars, relying on naira. Why is it acceptable to you or to the finance minister or even to the president that foreign workers in Nigeria are paid in dollars? Foreign contractors in Nigeria are paid in dollars, putting huge weight on the very limited dollar resources. Why does this happen? You can't go to UK or America and experience discriminatory payments in any currency other than the local currency. I think this has to be addressed, and addressed pretty soon. Because we've seen it all happen. And I think it's unacceptable, it is discriminatory, it is obnoxious, and it has to stop as quickly as possible. The third question has to do with importation of goods.
Time.
Why do we, just one more minute please, why do we not consider the fact that time has come to ban the importation of goods and encourage local manufacturing and local
Let the co-chairman.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's 2 minutes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My very distinguished colleague, our invited guest. We have listened to everybody. We have listened to the executive and also the legislature. And one thing we want to say is that this is an opportunity for you to address Nigeria. And we have had it. And we have listened with rapt attention. But before I go forward, let me commend the government on some of the initiatives that have recently been carried out, like the single window initiative is a welcome development, and the recent approval given by the NNPC to ensure that all revenues from sales of oil go straight to the Central Bank of Nigeria. These are right steps in the right direction. We want to hear more of this. We want to listen to you. This is going to be a continuous engagement because we are all Nigerians and we deserve to have our countries back. And I want to say that on this side of the divide, we are ready to put out there enabling legislation that will assist this current administration to address all the economic challenges currently confronting us as a nation. Once again, I want to thank you for the opportunity and say that I wish you a journey message. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman, and my distinguished colleagues, our invited guests. I will wrap up just like the way I started, which is to acknowledge the fact that part of the challenges that are confronting us today are actually not the making of this current administration. And what this administration is doing is to reorganize or realign all of the distorted macroeconomic indices that should be directing the economy properly. So we salute the courage of the current administration. We know that it also will come with some pains, and that is what we are feeling. And again, even for the economic team, let me start with the comments that we have heard from the Minister of Finance and also from the Governor of Central Bank. We salute all of your boldness too and all of the encouragement they are giving in terms of finding solutions. And I must in particular acknowledge part of what I heard from the CBN Governor in terms of the collaboration that we are beginning to see between the monetary and the fiscal side. I think these are exemplified by part of what we see between NNPC and the CBN and all of that, and we believe we should continue to work along that line. And for me, it is very, very important because what we expect from a CBN, what the economy expects, is a collaboration that provides a very low rational inflation so that the fiscal side too can continue to go on the path of economic growth. I think that, we need to continue along that trajectory. But I must also, make some points very clear, which are, one, they relate to the questions that I've asked, which I'm not sure were properly or they have been addressed. And they relate to what is expected in an economy, which is how do we moderate inflation. I said in my opening remarks, I made mention of the damage that we have in the variable called ways and means of 30 trillion is a major distortion. Mr. Governor, I didn't get a response for that. You also alluded to the 10 trillion again that also was probably was abused in terms of interventions and all of that. These are things that are creating the problem around inflation. If we do not have a solution for those things, honestly, we will still be struggling. I need us to really, think deeper about how do we deal with it. It is distorting the computation of the of the inflation index. It is distorting even interest rate in the system, and it is also mounting pressure on the fiscal side. So it's important that we look at it. And lastly, I also think for the Minister of Finance and Minister of Budget, I also think that you should also explain to us, now that the budget is predicated on 800 naira, today it is, what we have is about 1,400. The difference, can we also use it to reduce or wind down the deficit in the 2024 budget, so that again we do not compound the inflation pressure that we have. So on that note, I want to thank all our guests that have been here, and I hope Okay, you will do that. Okay, Mr. Chairman. So I leave that to you. So, well, on my part, I want to say a big thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
The chairman and co-chairman, my distinguished colleagues, honorable ministers, and our distinguished guests. I think we have spoken, we've heard from the Minister coordinating the economy, we've heard from the Minister of National Planning, Agriculture, and the Governor of Central Bank. I believe that there is hope. The renewed hope mantra that we're talking about, if actually we will put everything we've had here, implementing them, I believe within a very short time we'll be able to at least reach where we want to see ourselves. But yet, I would like the economic team to take this back. The issue of inflation, which the CBN is addressing, I think the CBN need to do more in that aspect. They need to do more. And then the area where we're taking money from NMPC, especially on these forward sales, I think is very detrimental to this country. Because at the end of the day, you will see that what the country is getting back or paying back is something huge, which by the time we are paying back that, it does not translate to us getting to fill the gap that we expected to. Because if you look at it today, the $3.3 billion that we have taken, it has not changed anything in terms of the foreign exchange, which it's supposed to. So I don't know where that money goes to. Is it part of the money that you cleared on that forward obligations that we have? And then the road infrastructure is one area that we must look at in order to solve some of the multiple problems that we're having, especially in prices of food items. Just apart from the subsidy removal, where there is increase in fuel prices, the roads are unmotorable. We need to do something, especially the Abuja, Kaduna, Kano road. We need to complete it. We need to also look at the Niger Bridge. You know, those three critical items, three critical projects that a lot of money, Lagos, Ibadan. We've been doing this thing for a very long time. I think there is need for us to do it because more of this money is going. I was given a report from NMPC. From a road of 400 and something, it came to 700 and something. Now they are asking for about 1.8 trillion. We're harming ourselves. So I think the team is all here. I must commend Mr. President because he has taken the bull by the horn in some of the decisions that he has taken in this country. It is left for us to be able to implement those things to reality. So with this, I thank you all, at least, for listening to us. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, let me give you one minute to respond to this. 2 minutes, so that we have enough from there. We start with the Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much. Joint Chairman, distinguished members of these three important committees. Let me start by thanking you for this opportunity. And the first thing I would say is just reflect on what, in terms of takeaways, what the Governor of Central Bank has said here. About inflation, he has been very clear about the direction and even the quantum that the inflation will be down substantially this year. And of course, we know what that means for exchange rate stability and even for the rate itself. So I think those are very clear takeaways. I think from a monetary side, I'm sure we all thank you, and I'm sure we all wish the very best in the strategies that are being implemented. And of course, we know it's a team effort. On the fiscal side, it's important to say that there is that collaboration, there is that synergy, and of course, in terms of building up oil revenue as
as well as non-oil revenue. The direction is clear. The achievements are already there. I won't disclose them, but I assure you the figures are going up substantially as predicted in the budget. May I just respond quickly to the issue of the funding of we call it pre-export financing. It's not just a straight loan, it's pre-export financing. It is very well priced. It is below the pricing of Nigerian Eurobonds. So it's a cheaper form of financing. It is over 5 years, and the repayment is about in addition to the principal, is about $1 billion or so, which is 200 million per year. So the figures that have been bandied, I wonder why people do that. But people that said that we are paying back 4 times the amount we borrowed, it's like saying that somebody who pledges his house for, I don't know, 400 million and borrows 100 million, that is going to repay 400. That's just the way I can put that scenario. Above all, let me finish by also echoing what the Governor of Central Bank said about transparency. It is critical to credibility and to everything that we are doing under the able leadership of Mr. President. So you will see in due course things like this ways, the vexed ways and means, this huge figure. We will, just as the Governor of Central Bank has subjected the backlog of 4 payments, he has subjected it to audit. We too will scrutinize that figure that we inherited in terms of ways and means. And likewise, as the Senator said, we must ensure that the funds that NMPC earns are clear to all. They are transparently handled and they are fully accounted for. And in that direction, there will also be action taken to ensure the faithfulness in that all-important area of this country's oil revenue. Once again, Joint Chairman, distinguished senators, I thank you.
National Planning Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and indeed all the chairmen and distinguished senators. Let me join the Coordinating Minister of the Economy in appreciating all of you. Today, despite the eagerness to confront some of the challenges that are facing us, all of you commendably appreciated that the bold choices that were made were necessary to reposition our country. However, choices that are made or not made or are being made occasionally require calibration and other supportive measures in order for the gains to be felt. We feel very encouraged, and I'm sure we'll do more under the leadership of the Coordinating Minister of the Economy to take on board all the suggestions so that we will continue to interrogate what we are doing so as to deliver on the promises that have been made and on the achievement that we believe we have turned the bend and we are on our way to progress. We appreciate the urgency to do some more interventions in order to ensure that the positive effects are felt. There was a direct question on the effect on the 2024 budget. Even when the budget was brought, we appreciated that it's work in progress, just like government itself. When we brought the budget, we brought it with an exchange rate, for example, of 750. In your wisdom, you increase it. And Mr. President, graciously recognizing that democracy is a give and take, institutions matter, he accepted and signed into law. Today, exchange rates have moved because Central Bank rightfully in the exercise of its own mandate, took some measures. And we are studying the effect, and will calibrate with your support as always and ensure that we respond appropriately. Exchange rate for budget purposes is computed on an average basis, not on a spot basis. We are not where we are, but we hope with all the measures that have been taken, inflation will moderate, and the distortionary effects of those movements will be less. I think Senator Aleru and Senator Abiru made the issue of Senator Abiru more particularly, can we use additional revenue to lower debt service? Unfortunately, when exchange rate moves, it also has consequential effect on other prices, particularly fuel prices, electricity subsidy, that we hope this will abate so that it will not even complicate the budget implementation process. But with your support, the country is turning the bend. Measures that have been taken, of which the budget and economic planning has been invited to all meetings by the coordinating Minister of the Economy, both in infrastructure, agriculture, power interventions. I'm sure the results will be seen immediately. Thank you. Thank you.
Minister of Agriculture. Thank you very much, Joint Chairman, distinguished senators. I would like to also follow suit with my elder brothers to thank you profoundly for this meeting, and we're working on this right direction to solve the food security problem of this country. I would like to highlight one very important aspect in which I did when I was here defending the budget of 2024. That is to say, we have the Malibu Agreement in which Nigeria is a co-signatory to the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program of the African Union, that agricultural provisions in the budget should be 10% of the total budget. And I think when we look at the 2024 budget, we're a far cry away from that target. We have seen other countries that have reached that, Rwanda, for instance, and that's why they are actually progressing in the agricultural field. I would like to just briefly comment on the dry season farming. Yes, we like I mentioned earlier, within the next 8 to 10 days, we should be able to roll out, and it's still a good window. We are not too late. We are not late, actually, and we should be able to make a significant impact as planned. So the other aspect is also on the issue of food reserve. I think a question was asked, are the grains available? I would say yes. The ones that we're about to release are available. And what measures are we to take to make sure that it is not siphoned or diverted? In the past, the usual thing is either there are institutions like NEMA that are being handed over the grains because they have the poverty index of the country. They know exactly where it is needed, and they have a policy of how they transport and distribute and store before it's being distributed to the needy. So we have started working on that. We have already instructed NEMA to give us their work plan so that we can, as quickly as possible, go ahead and take possession of those stock. As you are well aware, there is a committee under the chairman of the Chief of Staff to the Mr. President that has been working since Tuesday in trying to alleviate the situation at hand. And of course, the three of us, in fact, actually 4 of us here, are all part of that committee, and together with the Minister of Defense and Information. So other programs will be rolled out as soon as possible. I'm not in a position to say some of the programs, but are in the right direction, and I'm very happy that that will, at least in the short and immediate term, take care of some of these situations.
the issue of importation. I know a lot of senators have raised concerns, and I think out there also there are concerns. We are also worried about that, try to protect the local industry, the local farmers, but at the same time we are in an emergency situation. I think it's just like somebody who is thinking you hand him a sword, he will grab it just to come out of the water. So I think this is the situation that we find ourselves now, and it's for an interim situation, and it's not something that will be protracted over a period of time. Like I said, as soon as we start planting for the rice in the dry season, I wouldn't want to say there is hoarding, but there are speculators in the industry, and I'm sure they will start bringing out their grains and putting it into the market, and even when some of these imports start coming, there should be some kind of activity that would lessen and dampen the price of food. Thank you very much.
CBN, please don't forget the submission of your budget and the management accounts to the committee on banking, insurance, and other financial institutions. We expect that anytime, maybe preferably next week.
Yes, noted.
Noted. You can round up your comments.
Thank you very much. First of all, again, to thank the distinguished members for hosting us today and for the very insightful questions and comments, and to say that we've noted all of them down. A good number are things that we are working on, and I would hope that we will be in a position to revert the next time we have our parley. However, I think it may be necessary to just quickly respond on a couple of issues. One, of course, interest rates and the direction of travel on that. That is not something that we at the Central Bank do. We expect that once the Monetary Policy Committee kicks in, then we begin to get a greater sense from that body as to where interest rates are heading. Then on the issue of exchange rate, which has come up a number of times, and bordering on volatility of the exchange rate and also value and stabilization of the exchange rate. In terms of volatility, we are using various tools to ensure that stability in terms of exchange rate happens sooner than later. And I think that is all I can say on that issue. On the issue of value of exchange rate, when is it going to go down? Well, the answer is I really can't tell you, other than to say that I do believe that once all these various measures kick in, there will be price discovery that will indeed be one that makes sense for everybody. But having said that, I think I also have to say something very important that hopefully should buttress the issue of the value of the Naira and really where we all stand. And that is, as I said earlier, that is definitely not the exclusive preserve of the Central Bank. It is not. And we all have a responsibility in ensuring that demand and supply, we are working as much as possible on supply, but on the demand side, we do have to all moderate our various interests on that to ensure that demand begins to come to a level that is sustainable. It's sustainable. Because even if the central bank is able to moderate through tools the value of the exchange rate, if these other things don't kick in over a period of time, it may buy us relief, but we go back to the same old situation. So you have an exchange rate that is at a certain level, you are happy, you go away. But if other issues don't come in, some of which have been mentioned here today with respect to productive capacity and all that, then we're just kicking the can further down the line. I think I just want to make that clear that that is the case. I will also say something else, and that is on the issue of confidence. Because in all this, confidence is very important. I assumed responsibility in the Apex Bank a few months ago. And at that point in time, there was a crisis of confidence. And I must say that we have worked very hard and very tirelessly to ensure that that crisis of confidence has been diluted and that international investors are happier to come and invest in our economy. And I can tell you that I've seen that result play out. From the time I took office to now, I can see a much greater interest. Investors who would come, ask questions, and as you know, foreign investors, they are not emotional about these things. They ask the right questions, they've seen how things have played out in other countries, and they can tell whether you are sincere or not. And over a period of time, over these past few months, we have seen an increase in appetite for Nigeria. As a result of which, what you've seen recently, and I don't want us to take it lightly by any stretch of imagination, that the volume of trading in the foreign exchange market in the past few days has exceeded what we have seen in years. That is a solid sign of return to confidence in our economy. In addition to that, you will find out that when you look at what the rating agencies, and I know that when they come, they do also sometimes reach out to this distinguished group, they have given us a more positive outlook. Before they said, okay, we're here, now they are saying they can see good efforts and a positive outcome into the future. I have no doubt in my mind that if we continue in this trajectory, we will bring Nigeria back to what we have lost. I have no doubt in my mind. I do accept that in the intervening period, there will be pains. There will be pains. And this is why I took time to mention that inflation will come down significantly between now and the end of the year. I said that. I made that comment. I gave you a figure. I gave you a figure. What I will just sue for is continued cooperation with the central bank. We need all the help we can get. We are not saying that we have all the answers. We don't. And where we are falling short, we are very happy to be told we are and seeing how we can up the game. We know and we fully appreciate our responsibility to Nigerians. But I also want Nigerians to understand the responsibilities to themselves. Okay, it's not, if you're just looking at the central bank alone, there is a limit to what we can do. We can't do everything. It's a joint collaborative effort, which I'm confident that if we do well, we will get out of the very difficult situation we are in. Already, the signs are showing a positive outcome. So thank you very much for hosting us today, and I look forward to the next event.
It has been quite a long time, about 3.5 hours. I want to seize the opportunity to thank and appreciate the comments of all the distinguished senators. I also appreciate the presence and patience of our guests, the honorable ministers. I also appreciate and express our gratitude to the distinguished ladies and gentlemen who attended this session. This is just the beginning. I think going forward, we shall continue to engage ourselves so that we can find some viable solutions to the challenges that face this nation. Thank you once again, and I wish everyone fruitful journey to your offices and other respective destinations. I know the Minister of Agriculture wants to travel to Kano. I wish you a very safe flight and journey masses. Thank you and God bless.
3, 2, 3. I will fit and say we are done. You sir? We are going for life.
Welcome back from the live telecast.
We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teachers.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
Abuja, the nation's capital, has 6 area councils with over 500 communities. Kuje Area Council is about 34 kilometers away from the city center and has within it several communities. The further you go away from Kuje town, the more